unless it is an emergency, other things, because we have kept the decorum of
75 वाले दादी खुश होते
the protocol of Bhakti Shastri is, at least for online, for every class, video should be on. Okay. Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So first shloka is an inquiry from Sanjay, Dhritarashtra Uvacha, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. The first shloka shows that Dhritarashtra's bodily conception of life, me and mine, Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. And it was decided beforehand because Krishna was present, and it was a battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is a religious and pious land worshipped by demigods also. That's why in that land the weeds, Kaurava's weeds, will be taken out by the farmer Krishna. He is the father of Dharma. So then he will take out all the weeds, and the plants of Yudhishthir and Pandavas, they will be nourished in that field of Kurukshetra. This we did. And then 2nd to 11, Duryodhana's fear and diplomacy in describing the armies. So we saw that Duryodhana was fearful, and he sarcastically basically told to his Gurudev that, Gurudev, you are foolish. You have trained your disciple Dishtadumna in full knowledge of military art and how to arrange army. And so against you he is doing all these things. So now you should be conscious. Don't reveal anything. Don't become callous or affectionate towards your other students, Pandavas. So don't become affectionate towards them, or don't now become callous. So like that he said, and then he started telling about the army of Pandavas, especially the main people, the Atirathi, Maharathi, Ekarathi. So about them he started describing. So so yes, so that was, we also discussed different personality from how they are from. Some are from Dwarka, some are from Pandava side. So we discussed that. So the Duryodhana was very fearful, because even though he had a Bhishma, but he was little doubtful that these people were, by heart they were very good people, and they were affectionate towards Pandavas. And he also knew that Krishna is a big, you can say, tricky person. He's a very mysterious person. What he will do in meantime, nobody knows. So Duryodhana was fearful actually. Therefore it's written Duryodhana's fear. So his fear, he is hiding it and not bringing it out for you can say solution, because he cannot do that. He had a bad motive from beginning. He's a selfish person. He does not want to listen anyone. He just wants to get his things done. He wants kingdom. Now you all, Bhishma and Drona and all others, just support me. So he does not want to listen to change his purpose. His purpose is fixed only. He is a selfish person. So therefore he is fearful inside. And he is just telling his other members that you be careful. Their people are very strong. You be careful. So you do not lose your position, and also fight. So then to encourage his, you can say, yes, Duryodhana, Bhishma Dev, he blew the conch. Singhanad, we read that Singhanad, it was compared like a roaring of a lion. But it did not shatter the heart of any opposite party. It was like just to convince Duryodhana that now I will fight, but I cannot guarantee the success. I will fight and I may die also, but I cannot guarantee the success, because Krishna is on other side. So that we saw that. So now Council also, even Pandavas also, they also blew the conch. So then Srila Prabhupada says that Pandavas, they were very much confident because they were having Krishna on their side. So one who is devotee of the Lord, he is very confident, not because of his own power, but because he is supported by the Lord. Lord says that Name Bhaktya Pranashyati, my devotee will never perish. So he has faith in that. Prahlad Maharaj, he was very weak boy. He did not have any muscles to fight with his father. He did not have any weapon that he can throw and kill his father, but still he was highly confident, more confident than his father. The reason was he was fully dependent, surrendered soul of Lord Narasimhadev. But when Pandavas blew the conch, it is mentioned that the heart of all the Kauravas became shattered. They became fearful actually. So that means what? Prabhupada writes that uh, because they had confidence, and so it was showing that they will lose the battle. Krishna will make them lose the battle. So this is, and these are some signs. So we also we saw some victory signs of victory, like the flag was Kapidhwaja. Then Madhava. Where is Madhava? Uh, Lover of goddess of fortune. Fortune is also the goddess of fortune also there. So wherever the husband is there, wife is also there. So then when she is there means he will surely win. And then it was a chariot was made up of given by Agni Dev, and another like Gandiva vow. Okay, that is surely Arjuna had. So like that, there are many emblems of for success, victory. Then 20 to 27, Arjuna observes the army. So now Arjuna inquires Krishna, okay, now can you just bring me in between? I want to see who all have come. So then Krishna takes him in between. And then he goes, and then when he sees the two armies, then he became overwhelmed with the compassion because he saw all his relatives standing there. So now Arjuna, now questioning the decision of fight. This is very, very important. What, how, why? Any activity when you want to do these three, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Sambandha means what? Identity. Abhideya means how, process, how to do that. Why is Prayojan means purpose. Why I should fight? The purpose. Before beginning any activity, the purpose is most important actually. Because we are all living entities, we are purpose driven living entities. And when we become purposeless driven, then what happens? We spoil our life. We commit suicide or we commit all kind of sinful activities because we are purposeless driven. But in reality, we are purpose driven living entity. Means because what is that purpose basically? Prayojan means Prem Pumarthu Mahan, love of Godhead. When we have love of Godhead, then we can do anything in this world. No problem. We can fight, war, we can live like a family man, we can live like a renunciate, we can do big, big things in this world because our purpose is not finished. Our purpose is there to love Krishna. So we can love Krishna. Sargo apavarga nayarkeshu apitulyat darsanam. Anywhere you go, Narayan para sarve na kutaschana bibyate. He has never become fearful. He can stay in Swarga and Narka also. So purpose driven. But when somebody's purpose is very low purpose, like Duryodhana purpose was selfish. He simply wants to gain the kingdom. Selfish purpose. So all his endeavor and achievements ultimately will fall to worthlessness after some time because his purpose is selfish. So it's like that. So Arjuna is questioning his purpose first. Why? Why I should fight? Even though I have blown the conch, why I should fight? The first reason he says that because of compassion for relatives, and therefore he is showing the bodily symptoms. So such a great devotee of Lord. So Prabhupada mixes the two things. Prabhupada says it's not only his bodily attachment, but also is a very great devotee of the Lord. That's why he says that. So we discussed that part also. We have to consider both the things. Then this is the first reason. Second reason, he says that for seeing no enjoyment. He is not able to see any enjoyment in the victory because enjoyment happens in association. If there is no family members now, whom I will call mama, whom I will call dada, whom I will call papa, everybody has died now. So family means There has to be relatives, there has to be near dear ones, then that is called family. So how can I enjoy without family? I am not a renunciate, I am not living a sannyasi life. So, and then you are Krishna, you are saying me that you kill everyone. Not possible. The third reason he says fear of sinful reactions. Yes. So it's not a question of only fighting the battle and winning the war. It's a question whether it is whether it is a dharmic or adharmic, whether I am committing right activity or wrong activity, sinful activity or pious activity. So I can fully see that it is fully or completely sinful because I am killing my own people just for the sake of kingdom, which I cannot do that. He says that. So I am seeing na anuprapasyami. He says that I am not able to see any kind of good, any benefit in this war. Everywhere, viparitani cha keshava, everywhere I am seeing the opposite result. So such kind of things when happens, people go into frustration, deep frustration, stress. Stress in the life actually is generated because of this reason. When you do not see anything good happening by your plans, or by the situations which are coming upon you, then we totally fall towards frustration actually. Very lamentable situation. So Arjuna was in deep distress actually. Like what we call in Kali Yuga, the biggest disease is mental illness, depression. So Arjuna was already depressed. In the beginning of Kali Yuga only he was depressed. So Bhagavad Gita was spoken to him. So depression started from there. And beforehand also, surely it is there. But we can understand that Arjuna was in great distress because he could not say that, like children say, okay, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to play. That is for children. But he's not a child here. After so many years, he has got so many talents and titles. He has fought with Indra, fought with Shiva, and got so many good things. He is Arjuna with the Gandiva vow. And after such a big position post, and Arjuna is not actually too much worried about his post position. This is his detachment. He says, I am going for begging actually. So Arjuna, you can say in today's time, if somebody is such a big post, and then when comes to critical decision to take, and then he says, I'm leaving everything now, I'm going now. And if somebody comes to know, Hari, he's at such a position and deciding such thing. The reason why Arjuna is saying all these things, because Arjuna is seeing Krishna in front. And then he's saying, whatever, I am talking with Krishna, he is my personal Lord, he is my personal friend, I am talking to him, what is the problem? What is your problem? So every one of us, we reveal our doubt to our personal Lord, or especially to a very great personality in whom we have faith. So Arjuna is doing the same thing actually. So he is not, but he will not go and start telling to everyone, okay, I'm giving away. No, it's not like that. But Arjuna is telling to Krishna actually, I'm going now. Because he has complete faith that Krishna is my Lord and he will resolve my problem. So now the fourth reason is harmful effects of destroying the family. By the destruction of dynasty, the family traditions are destroyed. When family traditions are destroyed, irreligion happens. And because of irreligion, the women are exploited and then unwanted progenies are born. They are called Varna Sankar. And when Varna Sankar are born, then there is no pinda, no offering of food to the forefather. And then forefather will fall down from Pitraloka to Narakloka. And those who did that activities of breaking this or killing all the family dynasty, they will also go to hell because they have committed sin. And all the family projects, community projects, they will also be not flourishing. So therefore, so many disadvantages will happen. That was the fourth reason. Fifth reason he says in the next chapter. Oh, sorry. Here sixth reason not mentioned. Sorry, fifth reason not mentioned. That he decides not to fight. Means his indecisiveness. He is not able to decide whether to fight or not. So at last Arjuna gives up his bow and arrow and says, Krishna, I cannot fight, let them kill me. They have their weapons in their hand, and let them kill me. I will not do any counteraction. Let them finish me. So Arjuna, in great distress, great frustration, he has taken to this decision. Now in chapter 2, content of Gita summarized. Why this chapter is named like that? Gita has, we know that 6 chapter for Karma Yoga, 6 chapter for Bhakti Yoga, and 6 chapter for Gyan Yoga. So in this chapter, this Karma Yoga is also mentioned, Gyan Yoga is also mentioned, and partially Bhakti Yoga is also mentioned. Krishna had planned to finish Bhagavad Gita in 2nd chapter only. But Arjuna did not understand properly. So therefore he only elaborated it. So generally we see that Krishna, when he has to give Bhagavad class, he gives very short Bhagavad class. To Brahma he gave only four shlokas, Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Krishna does his job in 4 shloka only. But when it comes to devotees, we have parampara. Every day 1 shloka, 1 class. In our in temple, we have 1 shloka pe ek class ho jata hai. So we are slow to understand, but we are very eager to relish Bhagavatam. Krishna does not say that, okay, finish off your Bhagavatam class in 1 shloka. No. He or 4 shloka. No, he says that you relish. So when we have to relish something, we delay. We delay and we take bit by bit because it's quite relishable. Therefore, life of contentment or life of enjoyment cannot be bound by time. Generally, we hear time matrix, urgent, important, like Stephen Covey, he says that what work can be urgent, what can be some deadlines. So actually these things are for office work. You cannot fit this urgent, important more in your homely life or in your day-to-day life. Very difficult. The reason is people don't find taste in the purpose of doing such things. The purpose is not very, because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singing and dancing, whether he is keeping, okay, which is activity urgent, which is important, he is dancing day and night in ecstasy actually. So yes, we are not at that stage. So then we should certainly not follow. We should follow certainly wherever required, but it's simply made with the understanding that how work should be done and what are the right work to be done. But the purpose is not very much inspiring. For us, what is the purpose which inspire? Devotional service. Prabhupada Vacha, the purpose, Acharya Vani. So when we want to follow them, we want to love them. Whatever they say, we want to follow. Whatever Krishna says, we want to follow. Because Krishna has said. So if that comes in the part of Krishna has said, then we try to follow. At the same time, we also have our own liking. What is that? We want to relish whenever we follow something, we want to relish that activity. So that should also look like devotional service. So yes, so content of Gita summarized. So like that, Krishna has spoken these things. So in 1 to 10 shloka, Arjuna's indecision and accepting Lord Krishna as his guru. Till now, Arjuna was only submitting all the reasons. Krishna, this is my reason for not fighting. Krishna, this is my another reason for not fighting. Krishna, this is another reason for not fighting. Now you please note it down, Krishna. Like that he is saying many reasons. But simply telling the reasons or simply telling our problems to teacher or counselor does not solve the problem. Now counselor will take the role of guru and he will tell, dear boy or dear devotee, you have this problem, you please follow this solution. So now the devotee has to take the role of student. So this is a Guru Sishya Parampara. Shishya is never told to not ask question, but Shishya is also expected to hear the answer in submission. So both are there. He can ask question, but also hear the answer. In modern place, like in universities, many times the people, when they ask question, or even in outside any kind of gathering, when they ask question, they are not ready to change their view. They just ask question to challenge. Therefore, many times So many parliament meeting happen for our great so-called leaders, but none of them change their ideas, and they simply टाइम पास करते हैं पूरे संसद में टाइम पास ही होता है एक बोलता है कुछ और दूसरा बोलता है कुछ और देयर नो कंक्लूजन or even after conclusion nobody changes their view, they just fighting, keep fighting, because there is no guru system parampara, there is no learning there, simply bhasbaji, arguments cannot bring any conclusion. One has to surrender actually, and surely the surrender has to be for the right person. It is not said that so Kali Yuga, in Kali, the Kali has both problem. See, Kali, like some people say surrender, surrender, surrender. Other person say, how can I surrender? I don't see any quality in you. So both things are there. It's not that some only surrender will work, but this side also it should be working. He should also be having good qualities, or he should also be surrendered to his superior, or so many other things actually, or he should properly care for his dependents also, not only surrender. वो एक तरफा काम नहीं करता है. Like parents में से to child, surrender to me. What I'm not giving you. I'm giving you your clothing. I'm giving you your food. I'm giving you your school bags, school fees, all your play items. I'm giving. Now surrender. The child will say, you never give me a kiss. You always give me a slap. I will not surrender. So for child, that small deficiency is a big deficiency. And it is really a big deficiency. But parents is thinking, what? I am giving everything. But we are not seeing from the side of child. So the what we call the shelter giver should always see that from his side he should always remain open to hear from his dependent that what deficiency he has, and he should try to cover, or not cover means overcome it, not to cover it, overcome it slowly, so that the effort will be seen by the dependent, and then they will also understand, yes, he is also growing, and I can take shelter. So it's like that actually. Relationship is not one-sided actually. It's both sided. Surely a spiritual master who is a very great is transcendentalist, they have no such obligation for big obligation for disciples. They simply give the transcendental knowledge. But when it comes to a regular devotee sangha where the counselees meetings are there, there has to be proper understanding between both. Okay. So then 1 to 10 shloka, Krishna first to 3 shloka chastises Arjuna and disapproves his so-called compassion. So first region was compassion. So first of Arjuna का कॉलर पकड़ के भगवान ने बोला तुम्हारा पहला ही रीजन गलत है. You are weak hearted person and you are telling you are having compassion. Weak hearted people can have compassion for anyone. कुत्ते के लिए भी compassion हो जाएगा, कुत्ता घर में लेके आ जाएंगे, बिल्ली को भी घर में लेके आ जाएंगे. Weak hearted means what? Immediately become emotional, immediately. तुरंत कंपैशन आ जाता है. ये नहीं देखते कि रूल, व्हाट इज द लॉ, shall I bring the cat and dog in my home or not? They don't see immediately. So Arjuna was said that you are a Kshatriya. For a Kshatriya, what is family? What is family for Kshatriya? There is no family for Kshatriya, because if he has to fight against his people, he has to fight. Like we see even in today's time in India, when a army man is recruited and he has to fight on the border against his enemy, it's not that it is asked to him at the last moment, so what about your family? Do you remember your children? Do you remember your wife? They never ask. They say just fight. If you die, we will give some salary to your family, and you will die a glorious death. You will go to Swarga. Don't worry about your family. This is expected, because this is a job of sacrifice. Kshatriyas' job are like that. Kshatriyas, they never worry about who is behind. They just fight, finish off. Either finish off him or finish off, go away. Like that. Kshatriyas' life are very risky life. Then another 4 to 6 sloka, Arjuna further doubt and confusion. So Arjuna clarifies with Krishna very properly. I am not coward. Don't think me coward. I have certain reason for not fighting. That is my elders. My elders are there in front, and I never consider them culprit. So therefore I cannot fight. Please don't force me. Then from 7 to 10, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna and Krishna begins to speak. Even though Arjuna uh, reasons him very well, reasons from his side very well, but problem is Arjuna is not able to decide. So many times our reasons are very correct, but we are in still confusion. So that time we need Guru. And then 11 to 30 is a Sankhya Yoga, Gyan. Basically here Krishna talks about analysis of material body and the soul. Analytical study is done here. Very nice section actually, but it's sometimes redundant. You will find again things are spoken, same things. So Prabhupada says it is required actually. So 11 to 13, don't lament unnecessarily. All individual exist eternally and changing body is natural. That is what Krishna says. A lamentation for living or dead should not be done, because soul is always alive and dead material object or matter is always dead. So matter is always dead, soul is always alive. So why are you lamenting in dead or living situation? Because matter can never become alive and soul can never be dead. So even though they combine together also, the situation remains the same. Matter can never be alive. So right now also our body is never alive. It's dead only because soul is there. Soul is only alive. This body is dead only right now. So he's saying this nature will never change. Body will always be dead and soul will always be alive. Even though they combine also the same situation. But it looks that it's alive. So it is an illusion. Looking is not the truth. Seeing is not believing. So therefore he says, even though right now this body looking alive and you are attached to the body, it's a dead only. So why are you worried whether it is alive or dead? It's a dead only. And why are you worried about soul also? It is always alive. So then 14 to 15, he says, tolerate the dualities. Equanimity is eligibility for liberation. Yes. When our mind becomes equal for happiness and distress, we become eligible for liberation. Any happiness comes, bindas. Any dukh come, bindas. किसी भी सुख दुख में कुछ नहीं, तो हम we are eligible for liberation. So that does it mean we should be irresponsible? Does it mean like that? It does not mean like that. Responsibility we have to do, but we should not get affected by that. That is understanding. The soul never dies. Then 16 to 12. Soul never dies and the body is perishable. Changing body is similar to changing clothes. So here Krishna brings the new concept. Our bodies are nothing but dress. They are dress. So like a dress we change every day. Soul also changes a dress. From infancy, then boyhood, then youthhood, then old age, and then death, and next body. So he's changing constantly. When we are talking about some stage of changing, it means it's in between also soul is changing. So we change a dress after a day, yeah, or in between maybe. So but soul is changing always. So never never be attached to your previous dress or your next dress or your recent dress. It is going to change. Actually, it's a very great lesson, but we have to contemplate. Manasya vichintyam baram baram. All the time one has to contemplate that it's only dress. Changing. 23 to 25. The qualities of eternal soul. So basically Krishna says that it cannot be mixed with you cannot mix a soul in a water and start drinking. It's not like some sugar or salt. The soul can never mixed with anything. The soul can never be dried like a cloth. The soul can never be washed like with the water. It's not some element. Soul is very different personality. The qualities of soul is like that. It's a avyayam. It cannot be cut. It cannot be burnt. It cannot be dried. Nothing we can do. No matter can affect soul. The soul's consciousness can get affected, but the constitution of the soul does not get affected. That soul itself is a soul. Consciousness may become affected because of identification, but the soul cannot be affected. Birth and death are inevitable. No need to lament for the eternal soul. So the whole purpose of speaking this Sankhya philosophy of matter and spirit. Actually, Sankhya philosophy not only talks about matter and spirit, but also talks about the Supreme Lord. But here Krishna does not bring the topic of Paramatma much. He just is speaking about nobody can kill the soul, and who thinks that his soul has been killed, he's a foolish person. It's not possible, soul cannot be killed. So he's just bringing this fact of the soul with this understanding that Arjuna should not misunderstand that soul can never be killed. That much only he's using. He's not using for a very elaborate like Kapil the Muni in third canto telling about the Sankhya Yoga. No, he's not doing that one. Now many times people say this is atheistic Sankhya, when which Krishna used here the process, because he's just telling for the purpose. Purpose is to make Arjuna fight and kill their bodies, and while killing the bodies their soul will never die. So this is what the purpose of Krishna to tell. Krishna is not sitting with the Bhagavatam chapter and describing the whole what is Sankhya Yoga. No. So we cannot say it's atheistic science. Krishna is using it. Atheistic means what? You use the philosophy without bringing the God in between, and you do some sinful activity. So it's like the atheistic. So whether Krishna is trying to encourage Arjuna for wrong thing? No. That is Krishna's plan, and whatever Krishna desires, that is the right thing. So Krishna's plan is to kill all of them. So that is why he's using this philosophy. Like in Govardhan Leela, what he did, Karma Mimamsa, he said that work is greater than destiny, or Karmavad is higher. So he said, you just all Indra, all Chandra, they are all giving the result of your activity. So why you are worshipping them? Anyway, they have to give your result. So no need to worship them. So he was Karmavad Dayavad. So he was saying just do your work and don't need to worship God. He said like that, Krishna. But what was the purpose? Krishna's purpose was to tell you worship me in form of Govardhan. So you worship me in form of Govardhan. So Krishna used the wrong philosophy or half hen logic to tell that what is the right conclusion. And here also he is telling the what is the right conclusion using some part of the Sankhya. Okay, Sankhya means it has many things to speak about. That from Lord everything comes. So that Krishna does not talk about here. Only in between thing he takes. Okay. 31 to 37 comes the Sakam Karma. So duties, when they are performed, one can remain attached to the result of one's duty. And one can remain detached from the result of also duties. So when you remain attached for your duties, at a result of your duty, it is called Sakam Karma. When you remain detached from the result of your duty, it is called Niskam Karma. So he mentions that Arjuna, if you get this victory, if you get the kingdom, see, it will be so nice, you will live very happily, you will get lot of fame, name. So he is telling some good thing. जैसे बोलते हैं ना बच्चे को, बच्चा अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो, अमेरिका जाने को मिलेगा, and then we'll go to America. We tell to children, what do you want to become? I want to become doctor, pilot. Now they may say that I want to become a AI specialist. कुछ तो करना है AI में, सबका जॉब निकालना है मेरे को. Like one devotee was saying, I am doing job on AI, where I have a job of automating the system, and 10 people used to work on that system. Now only 1 or 2 will work. I am removing people from job. Devotee is saying like that. So I said, if you are doing like that, tomorrow you will be also removed, because these people are using you for this automation. Tomorrow they will also remove you. So the karma will come back. So much foolishness in the world going on. सब एक दूसरे के दुश्मन बन रहे हैं, खाली बिना किसी काम के. ये क्यों? Because our king is political. When king is political, we start fighting among each other. When father is political, children start fighting. Father does not know how to handle the family problems, so children start fighting. So the whole leaders आधा तो दिमाग है ही नहीं उनको, पहले तो पता ही नहीं कि फर्स्ट दे शुड नो हु आर दे, आत्मा है, भगवान क्या है, एंड हु इज गॉड. दिस नॉलेज, बेसिक नॉलेज नॉट क्लियर विद पीपल. Then they should understand what is dharma, what is their dharma. As they are the king of society, king of country, king of state. So they should come out of their chair in their cozy rooms and offices, and they should discuss more about how to rule the kingdom according to God's principle. So first, Brahminical culture should be spread in the country. The first and foremost is Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection. If these three things are done, then further comes economy. पहले ये तीन चीज होना चाहिए. Brahminical culture means waking up early in the morning, worship of the Lord, doing all the yagyas. So, and qualities, samadhama, tapa, socha, all these. So these things should be made. So how to spread it? We have to open some college for that. Open college for making brahmanas. Yes, open institutes or at least gurukulas. And then God consciousness means this. God consciousness means preaching of scriptures, or means basically teaching scriptures or preaching the knowledge to the people. This is God consciousness. And then cow protection. We have to protect the cow. Prabhupada says in first canto these things. And then comes agriculture and other things. First establish God and Brahminical culture, then you worry about your food. I mean, simultaneously it can be done. It's not that one is starving and doing. Okay, sakam karma, performing. Then 33 to 36, avoid fighting. You will incur sin, infamy and criticism by avoiding fight. See, this is all sakam karma, means when you are inspired to do your activity by showing the benefit of the result, that is sakam. Yes, many times in our when we inspire our dependents, so we say like that: if you do these things, this benefit you will get. So this is sakam. Benefit of fighting kingdom you will get in victory, and you will go to heaven. If you die also, you will go to heaven, and if you are victorious, then you get the kingdom. So there is no loss. Now Niskam Karma Yoga 38 to 53, Buddhi Yoga, detached work without reactions. So I said duties we are doing without attachment to result, that is called Niskam Karma Yoga. So for Niskam Karma Yoga, one has to be dutiful and one has to keep his mind peaceful, जो कि बहुत मुश्किल है आज के ज़माने में. मन भी शांत हो और काम भी हो जाए, होता नहीं है. तो उसके लिए भक्ति करना पड़ता है. उसके लिए one person has to be situated in knowledge before doing one's duty. So when person remains in knowledge, then he accepts what is to be accepted and he rejects what is to be rejected. This is important. So knowledge में रहना भी जरूरी है. At the same time, he should also be taking shelter of devotional service and other processes, devotional service. But knowledge is very, very important also. So Vasudeva Bhagavati, Bhakti Yoga Prayota Janyati Asu Vairagyam, Jnanam Cha Yad Ahetukam. One who takes to Bhakti, he gets knowledge and renunciation both. So that helps actually. So equanimity of mind. Second, 39 to 40 Buddhi Yoga. No loss in this yoga. You will always find some confusion between Buddhi Yoga and Niskam Karma Yoga. है क्या Buddhi Yoga? ये बीच-बीच में Buddhi Yoga कहाँ से घुस पड़ता है? So Karma Yoga, which Krishna is telling, is the beginning of surrendering our result to Krishna. Karma Yoga. But actually Karma Yoga, Sakam Karma Yoga means again we are attached to result. But Niskam Karma Yoga is in reality a beginning of real yoga. Niskam Karma means when you offer your result to Krishna. That is Niskam Karma Yoga. And Buddhi Yoga is the topmost of Niskam Karma, you can say. When you do activities and even everything in devotional service, that is Buddhi Yoga. Like person does some activity but he offers the result to Krishna. But activity, whether he offers, no, nobody knows. Or which activity he is doing. But when he does the activity also, that is also devotional service, his result is also devotional service, he offers everything. That is Buddhi Yoga. So topmost of all Niskam Karma is Buddhi Yoga. So many times never misunderstand what is this Buddhi Yoga, ये हो क्या रहा है. ये basically gradation है. So Niskam Karma Yoga is the beginning, and the lower than that is the Sakam Karma Yoga. We are not worried about Sakam Karma. We are beginning with the Niskam Karma. The Niskam Karma Yoga, and then yeah, अभी question. Yes, क्या question है?
तो ये बुद्धि होगा का
हाँ
डिटेल में तो बाद में आई कैन टेक लिटर आल्सो लाइक
हाँ बुद्धि योगा विल डिस्कस लेटर है, ठीक है.
ओके
अभी बस
ओके ओके
इसका वो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं.
क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सुन के लगा कि इट्स लाइक साउंडिंग लाइक सरेंडरिंग द इंटेलिजेंस
हाँ ओके, विल डिस्कस विद द Prabhupada purport. 41 to 46 व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि, इंटेलिजेंस, रिजोल्यूट इंटेलिजेंस, पर्पज with purpose. Purpose has to be there, then intelligence will be fixed. Therefore, I will describing about the purpose. So, vyavasayatmika buddhi. Vyavasay means what? Business. A devotee always thinking about how to do business of Krishna consciousness, how to preach Krishna consciousness, how to follow the order of my Gurudev. So always vyavasayatmika buddhi. Like a businessman always thinks how to grow the business, where to invest money, where to purchase the shares, where to sell the shares. He always keep on thinking of increasing his money. In the similar Krishna conscious person also, Rup Goswami says, na, how one should chant, like what he says, na, like a miser person keeps counting the money. We should also keep counting our mala. So basically, he says vyavasayatmika buddhi and karma kanda. So there's a difference between vyavasayatmika buddhi and Vedic karma kanda. So Vedic karma kanda, because it is fully karma kanda. Karma kanda means fruitive activity. One is attached to the fruitive result, and he's not offering anything to God. Basically, in fruitive activity, what happens? Whatever they say in yagya, you just offer that many, so that much he offers and he gets the result and he runs away. In Karma Yoga, what happens? He offers the result. At least to some part he will offer. Krishna, please take it. Something he offers. But in fruitive, in Karma Kanda, just जो भी यज्ञ के लिए चाहिए दे दो यज्ञ में, और जो मिलता फ्रूट लेके खाओ मजा करो. ये है ये कर्म कांड. So therefore, there can be no vyavasayatmika buddhi in Karma Kanda, because we are always worried about the result. We are never worried about the following Guru, following Krishna, surrendering to Krishna, nothing. Okay, 47 to 49, how to practice Niskam Karma Yoga. That is spoken there. And benefit of acting in Buddhi Yoga. So Niskam Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, you can say equivalent, but it's still different. Then later, because Niskam Karma Yoga takes one to liberation. Possible, because one becomes detached from the result of one's activity. His mind becomes peaceful. He does not worry about the happiness and distress. So ultimately he goes to liberation. That is the one path. Another path, after Niskam Karma Yoga, take to yoga path, Ashtanga Yoga path. And then from there you concentrate on Paramatma and go back. That is also another path. So now here, Arjuna asks the questions. Can you tell me the quality of person who has attained liberation? Jivan Mukta? Then Krishna starts speaking about quality of a person who has attained Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta मतलब क्या है? वो लिबरेट हो चुका है, शरीर में है, बॉडी में पड़ा हुआ है, बट कोई अटैचमेंट नहीं है उसको. जीवन से मुक्त है वो, बट जीवन अभी इसी शरीर में है, वो इज नॉट गॉन आउट. जीवन मुक्ता. सो अर्जुन आस्क्स क्वेश्चंस. स्थित प्रज्ञा, स्थित प्रज्ञा से का भाषा. तो he asked 4 questions. He asked how does he talk, how does he sit, how does he walk, how does he respond, so many things. So he just asked. So then Krishna answers the symptom of Sthita Pragya. What are the symptoms? How he is detached, how is all these things. And Sthita Pragya's response to the duality. Means how does he speak? See, these are little trickster, you can say. The questions are not asked like how does he speak, how does he walk. They are asked in this sense ki, how does he speak when problem comes in his life? How does he behave when problem? How does he engage his senses when sense object comes in his life? So like this Arjuna is asking. So literally, if you take the literal meaning, it is not the same. No, it's not literally meant. It's meant to say that how, when sense object comes to him, how does he respond? What does he speak inside? अंदर क्या बोलता है उसका मन जब सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट सामने आता है तो लाइक दैट. तो अंदर क्या बोलता है, चलता कैसे हो, चलता मतलब द सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट जब आते सामने, हाउ डज ही एंगेज हिज माइंड एंड सेंसेस while he moves in the world, like that. So Arjuna, his meaning is like that, it's not a literal meaning. And then Ishta Pragya responds to dualities. How does he respond to dualities? क्या बोलता है, dualities आ गया तो गाली देते हैं या उसको नमस्कार करते या ग्रेटफुल होते, what does he do? So like that. Ishita Pragya 58 to 63, Ishita Pragya sense control in sitting. Sitting means how he makes his senses sit down. बैठ जाओ, चुपचाप बैठ जाओ, अभी सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट आ गया ना, अभी शांति से बैठ जाओ. तो कैन ही कंट्रोल हिज सेंसेस? हाउ डज ही डू? लाइक अ टॉर्टोइज. Krishna gives example of tortoise. And then later, how does he walk means how does he engage his senses? So then that time also Krishna says that pragya, what is that? तस्या प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता, तस्या प्रज्ञा, उसका प्रज्ञा मतलब इंटेलिजेंस फिक्स हो गया है ना, तो अभी वो काम करेगा. Once intelligence, see, when intelligence is fixed, when our mind and senses become peaceful and intelligence is fixed. Till the time mind intelligence not fixed na, or sorry, mind and senses are not properly engaged, our intelligence cannot be fixed. वो हमेशा भागता रहेगा, because intelligence इनको पकड़ पकड़ के, जैसे like a father cannot be peaceful until the family members inside the home are peaceful. So intelligence is a father. Father can only peaceful when the mind and senses will be peaceful. So like that. So when the mind and senses are properly engaged, father is peaceful, intelligence. So that's it, tasya pragya pratishtita. So then that is, here you can say walking. So like this chapter goes, and it ends with 72 shloka. Now 5 shloka one devotee will read. ठीक है, एक प्रभु जी एक माता जी. तो
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question. Can I ask right now?
yes,
Prabhuji, just now you said that mind and senses, if mind and senses are peaceful, then only intelligence can be peaceful.
correct.
But Prabhuji, many times we have heard that if we train our intelligence by reading Shastras properly, then only we can control our mind and senses. So it is like interdependence on both of these things. Like if intelligence is proper in a proper direction, then only we can control mind and senses. Or you are saying if mind and senses are controlled and trained, then only intelligence
See,
is.
Indriya, what is that? Indriya paranyahur, indriyabhya param manaha. Parasastu. So there it says that the body is a downmost is the body, then comes the senses, then comes the mind, then comes intelligence, and then comes the soul, or false ego, or soul you can say. So intelligence is higher than mind, one thing. So to control mind, two things: intelligence has to be strengthened and senses has to be regulated. So mind is controlled. Mind is always very fickle. Even though intelligence has knowledge, intelligence is peaceful, because mind is not peaceful, intelligence again become agitated. Because mind says, I want to enjoy this thing. And then intelligence says, अरे अभी बाबा अभी तो enjoy करके आया, नहीं मेरे को चाहिए. वो फिर then start deriving from intelligence some knowledge. How to enjoy, please tell me. So then intelligence become agitated. So even though intelligence is required to control the mind, when the mind and senses become satisfied, then it becomes pragya. Pragya means tasya pragya pratishtita. That time his intelligence is not worried about any sense object or any allurement of the world, because that time mind and senses are fully satisfied, and that time his intelligence is fixed up in a supreme lord, just worshipping him, like Haridas Thakur. Intelligence, because intelligence, whenever some decision has to be taken, Surely mind becomes afflicted with the impulses or stimuli, whatever. But then decision is taken by intelligence. And if intelligence is also covered by lust, anger, greed, so then intelligence also falls prey to that. So therefore, Krishna says that this keep on going. This thing keep going. Like you want to control mind, you have to use intelligence. Okay, and just keep on going, keep on going. Always mind will be going away, and then intelligence has to bring it back, bring it back. And then when this mind becomes peaceful, like uh, Savay Manaha Krishna Padaravindayor Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanu. So the beginning is Savay Manaha Krishna Padaravind. When mind becomes fixed up in lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna, then intelligence is no worry. चलो अभी माइंड शांत हो गया, मेरा काम हो गया. क्योंकि जितना भी नॉलेज लेने के बाद मतलब क्या है? Whatever knowledge we take, what is the use of that unless we remember Krishna all the time? So remembering of Krishna is a work of mind. If mind is fixed up in this job, intelligence is peaceful. चलो अब कोई कुछ नहीं, आंसर कुछ नहीं करना है, माइंड को सब आंसर मिल गया है. So all of us are looking for this, that when our mind becomes engaged in Krishna. So therefore this sloka's last part says these things.
Thank you.
So like that. Okay. So yes, Mataji.
I should read shloka, no problem.
Yes. So I will read the shloka. You can read the translation. Okay.
Okay.
Sanjaya Vacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishtam Asru Purvan Kulekshanam Visidantam Idam Vakyam Vacha Madhusudana.
Am I audible? Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes, audible.
Sanjay said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words. Sanjay said, Madhusudana spoke these words to Arjuna, whose eyes were filled with tears and who was overcome with compassion. Sanjay said, Madhusudan spoke these words to Arjuna, whose eyes were filled with tears and who was overcome with compassion.
1 minute, Mataji. These two you should not read because these are VCT and Baldev Vidyabhushan. Both commentaries are there. So we are not reading this translation. Only read one you can read. And for next reading, I will tell which one to read. Okay.
Okay.
So okay, this is the beginning shloka of second chapter. Sanjay Vacha. So in the first chapter, at last, Arjuna sat on the chariot, gave up his Gandiva and bow, and then started lamenting. So then he says that, seeing Arjuna full of compassion and his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana spoke. So now Krishna will be speaking. So Asru Purna Akula, full of tears, very great distress. Ikshanam, eyes. So eyes were full of tears. And he was lamenting. So Prabhupada says here. So material compassion, lamenting and tears are the signs of ignorance of real self. Compassion for eternal soul is self-realization. The word Madhusudana. So okay. So this thing, one thing Prabhupada says that lamentation or material compassion, all are ignorance of real self. And when somebody has a compassion for the soul, that is called self-realization. Self-realization means, so when we are preaching Krishna consciousness, so preaching Krishna consciousness, yes, please mute. So preaching Krishna consciousness actually is basically doing compassion for the soul. And yes, we all need body. Shariram adya khalo dharma sadhanam. So this body is given for what purpose? So that we do our dharma. Otherwise, this body, if somebody is not doing the dharma of the soul, means the purpose of the soul. What is the purpose of soul? Is to take out the soul from this body and liberate the soul. In human body, we have got this purpose. So therefore, the purpose is for this body is to follow the purpose of the soul. And purpose of soul is to go out of this body and get liberated. But if it is not done, then this body is not very meaningful. That is why Arjuna is said here by Krishna that you kill all these people because they are not using their body in a proper way. They are not doing dharma only. So therefore Prabhupada is mentioning here compassion for eternal soul is self-realization. Now the second thing, the world of limitation and conditions. The lamentation actually nobody can avoid because world has a limitation and conditioning. So limitation means there are some lack of, like somebody gives exam, so limitations of seats are there. Everyone cannot get job. And conditioning means we have our destiny, we have our lack of talents, and we have our certain restrictions. So we are conditioned, and even world has limitation. Yes. So therefore we lament. So lamentation happens because of not getting what we expect. Even after doing our duty, we are not getting result. So then at that time we should understand that simply doing duty will not give up the result, will not give out the result, but we have to also see that there is a other part. Destiny is also involved in that. And then destiny gives two things. Like if destiny is favorable, you get success. If destiny is unfavorable, outside you will not get success. Means externally you will not get success. So then internally you can improve. Internal improvement does not require destiny. External result requires destiny in the life, but internal improvement does not require any destiny because it is your free will. You can improve your behavior, you can improve your understanding, you can improve your relationship, but externally it may not improve because it depends upon your destiny. Your previous results also changes your present result. So therefore dependent on destiny, but internal growth we can do. Okay, the word Madhusudana is significant in this verse. So because why Madhusudana? Because Madhu and Kaitav, they were the two demons born in the beginning of creation, who stole away the Vedas from Brahma. So at that time Krishna killed them. So Arjuna is saying ki now kill my doubt. I am also doubtful. So Madhusudana, and now you kill my doubt. So this chapter is basically killing the lamentation of Arjuna. Arjuna's lamentation is killed by Krishna here, like he kills the Madhu demon. No one knows where the compassion should be applied for the dress of drowning man. So those who only lament and do nothing, they are called Sudras. Only lamenting and do nothing unnecessarily, they are called Sudras. Therefore you find too much. अभी आजकल मीडिया में क्या होता है? Anything, small thing comes to media, all Sudra. Because this is small thing, why you are lamenting too much? Just let it be hidden ना. उसको बाहर क्यों निकालना है? आज की ताजा खबर, इसके घर पे ये हुआ, उसके घर पे ये हुआ, तुम्हारे घर पे क्या हुआ पहले वो बता दो. वो अपने घर का चीज़ नहीं बताएगा, सबके घर का चीज़ बताएगा. वो उसका घर भी नहीं है, पता नहीं. सो स्मॉल थिंग्स के लिए लैमेंटेशन इस शूद्र को काम है. इसलिए एवरीवेयर शूद्र इज देयर स्प्रेड. मीडिया वाले शूद्र है, वो जो गड़बड़ कर रहा है वो भी शूद्र है, और ये शूद्र उससे एनवी करता है. उसको अपना न्यूज़ चैनल बढ़ाना है, बहुत सारा आज NDTV ऊपर आना चाहिए, इंडिया TV नीचे जाना चाहिए, सब कंपटीशन चल रहा है. इसलिए ये लोग सब शूद्रों का काम है, झगड़ के एक दूसरे को. सो छोटी छोटी चीज़ों को आप क्यों सामने लेके आते हो? स्मॉल चीज़ों को, और इवन बड़ी चीज़ों को भी आप क्यों लेके आते हो? सबको बताने का जरूरत है क्या है? सबका मन क्यों खराब कर रहे हो? अरे घर पे सॉल्व कर लो उसको. जिसको जानना है उसको बता दो. वाई आई नीड टू नो दैट राजस्थान में क्या हो रहा है? मुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है? अगर राजा अगर पायस होता है तो देख लेगा वो जाके अपने मंत्रियों के द्वारा. मुझे क्यों जरूरत है उसके बारे में जाए? क्या मेरा घर का चूल्हा नहीं जल रहा क्या? अपना बराबर चल रहा है, भगवान का नाम हो रहा है, बस काफ़ी है. सबका टेंशन क्यों लेके बैठना है? शूद्रा, सब शूद्र लोग. लुकिंग लाइक बिग टेक्नोलॉजिकल वर्ल्ड, स्प्रेडिंग यूट्यूब, फेसबुक, looking like a big advancement, but all Sudras. Like Prabhupada says that these vultures, they go high in the sky, but they are looking for dead corpse. किधर मरा हुआ व्यक्ति उसको जाके खाना है. तो हम लोग ऊपर तो जा रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारे एटीट्यूड, हमारा जो क्वालिटी ऑफ लिविंग वो थर्ड क्लास ही है. चंद्रमा पे भी जाके क्या करने वाले हम? कुछ करने वाले क्या? कुछ नहीं करने वाले। इधर तो जीना सीखने को बताया नहीं, इधर लोग मर रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ बैड क्वालिटी, बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रेस, डिप्रेशन। दे वांट टू गो टू चंद्रमा। वहाँ पे भी जाके एक टावर, वाईफाई का एक टावर मार देना वहाँ पे। These foolish people are really don't have sense. What they are doing and what they want to do future. So this chapter instructs us in the self-realization by analytical study of material body and spirit soul. This realization is possible when one works without attachment to fruitive result and is situated in fixed conception of real self. So this happens. Prabhupada says that when one can come to the level of self-realization, the beginning is one has to work without attachment to fruitive result. Means niskam karma yoga. Then one can come to real self position. So when we say we are Atma, 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 this Atma will only be realized when we give up attachment to result. Then we can also realize we are soul. And by realizing this, na shochati, na kamshati, same thing, lamentation will be gone, hankering will be gone. By coming to this. So Arjuna is not simply hearing, he is also realizing, because it's a God is giving, na? Arjuna is pure devotee also, but when God directly speaks, he not only gives knowledge, he gives realization also. Gift में मिल जाता है, दोनों gift में आ जाता है, realization and knowledge both. But we have gained knowledge only, and we have to still realize by doing our service, by cleaning our heart, so many things. We have not got realization, we have got knowledge, not realization. So like that. So in the second chapter, after destroying the darkness of bewilderment and lamentation of Arjuna by distinguishing the soul from body, Krishna speaks about characteristics of the liberated soul. Here Madhusudana indicates that Krishna, because of being possessed of sweetness, Madhu, who would destroy Sudan, the lamentation of Arjuna. Just see the another meaning given by, I think Baldev Vidyabhushan is giving here. So Madhu means Krishna is the sweet Lord, and he is destroying the Sudan means lamentation of Arjuna. So this is like another understanding. Okay. The second chapter, as we discussed, in the second chapter, the Lord explains the knowledge of soul, the method of realizing Atma, Niskam Karma, and the characteristics of the Sthita Pragya. Yes, we discussed. Shri Bhagavan Ovacha Kutastva Kasmalam Idam Visme Samupastitam Anarya Justam Asvargyam Akirtim Karam Arjuna. Yes, Mataji, you can read.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the values of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy."
Yes. Kutastva Kasmalam Idam. Kasmala means dirtiness. So, in this Bishame Samupastitam, in such a critical hour of need, in critical hour of doing one's duty, you are behaving like a dirty person or a person who is anarjustam. Anarjustam means how can such a wrong thing happen to you? Anarya, Arya, Anarya. Arya means one who follows the civilized life, one who knows the values of life. So how can such thing happen to you, which is experienced by Anarya? How you are practicing the Anarya habits? ऐसे कैसे आपके जीवन में कैसे हो गया? जैसे for a small child, many times the children they steal something and then they come to parents and they say, "Papa, मैं चुरा के लाया." Hey, Anarya justam. What is this? How can you practice which is practiced by uncivilized people? Anarya justam. Give it back. This is not yours. Anarya justam. Devotee may break 4 regulative principles. Future master say, "Hey, Anarya justam. How can you practice such thing?" It is practiced by Anarya. How you are practicing? So Krishna is saying, "Anarya justam." And not only Anarya justam, Bisame. अभी पहले बोला होता है तो सॉल्व कर दिया होता है. अभी लड़ाई के बीच में आके शंख बजा दिया, बीच में अनार्य जुष्टम चालू, कसमलम idam. So because of this impurities, kasmalam, dirtiness has come upon you, and you are doing like anarjishtam. How can you behave in such a way? Now, why asvargyam akirtim karam? 1 minute, yes. Okay. So asvargyam akirtim. So in this life, if you do right activity, you get kirti, and you, when you die, you go to swarga. So therefore you have a nice goal in this world, and you have a nice goal in next world. So both worlds are satisfied, means your life is successful. But Arjuna is doing such activity anarya justam, because of it aswargyam ऊपर भी नहीं जाएगा और इधर भी सब लोग उसको चिढ़ाएंगे. Here also his fame will be finished. So actually successful people have a mindset of in this way, that they think not about this world, but they also think about next world. Three kind of people exist in this world: selfish, selfless, and successful. Selfish people like Duryodhana, always thinking how I can enjoy in this world, whatever way, whether sinful or right, it does not matter to me. Just enjoy. So these people are called selfish people. Selfless people think I should enjoy next life, not this life. This life is only for austerity. Like our Pandu. Pandu, he gave away the kingdom. He was not worried. He was not looking for enjoyment in this world. He was thinking that just purify oneself and go to kingdom of God or go to higher destination. He just gave away his kingdom and went to the forest. Arjuna was a successful person. Though Arjuna also had a similar kind of trait like Pandu, he was also living away. Just he wants to go away without fighting. But Krishna is there. So therefore, Arjuna want to be successful in this world and in the next world, both. The successful people think in that way. Aswargyam, akirtim. So swargyam, kirtim, both things. They are not at all befitting for a man who knows the value of life. They lead to the higher. They lead not to the higher planets but to infamy. Now Prabhupada says about absolute truth. So this is very important. Param Satya, absolute truth, is realized in three phases: Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. God is not realized. Absolute truth, Param Satya, is realized in three phases: Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. God is not. Okay, na? So this word we should properly use it. Never write God is realized in three. No, God is basically a person. So you are already saying that God is a person and that personality. No? Therefore, it said absolute truth is realized in three. So Bhagwan means the supreme personality of Godhead, and Paramatma is a localized aspect of supreme within the heart, and Brahman is the impersonal, all-pervading spirit. So Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yadjnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdyate. That non-dual truth, absolute truth, is realized in three phases, that is mentioned by Tattvavidas. Tattvavidas means those who know the Tattva. They say that absolute truth can be realized in three stages or phases. Prabhupada gives another example of sun sign, sun surface, and sun planet. Sun sign means it's all pervading. Then Brahman ho gaya. Sun surface means it's an external body, this external surface of the sun, and it's a one place it has taken. Means sun surface means it's there. So that is localized aspect of absolute truth, Paramatma. Inside sun planet, inside sun surface, there is a person sitting there, Vivaswan. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please mute yourself. So inside sun, there is a sun god sitting. Some more members are also there doing their duties. So they are called Bhagwan feature. So okay, the sun planet inside the sun, the people inside the sun, that is Bhagwan feature. Sunshine is a Brahman feature. Sun surface is Paramatma feature, localized aspect, and inside sun planet the people are staying, living. They are called Bhagwan feature. This Prabhupada makes us understand here. Unity is important, diversity is good. Yeah, this is very important. Unity is important, diversity. Diversity is absolute truth, diverse, good. But unless until somebody knows that absolute truth is a person, he cannot get liberation. If a Brahmavadi also wants to get liberation, he has to first get confirmed that absolute truth is a person. But I want Brahman aspect only. भले सारे डिवोटीज को रसगुल्ला अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन मेरे को पूरन पूरी अच्छा लगता है, तो रसगुल्ला को रेस्पेक्ट दे के ही आपको पूरन पूरी मिलेगा, नहीं तो नहीं मिलेगा. ऐसा एक क्लियर कंसेप्ट है. भागवत में बहुत अच्छे से बताया है सेकेंड कैंटो में कि इवन इफ यू वांट ब्रह्म मुक्ति, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट एब्सोल्यूट ट्रूथ इज अ पर्सन. यू हैव टू रेस्पेक्ट दैट पर्सन, यू हैव टू मेडिटेट ऑन दैट पर्सन. एट लास्ट यू हैव टू कम आउट फ्रॉम दैट अट्रैक्शन ऑफ दैट पर्सन एंड टेल टू दैट पर्सन, आई एम गोइंग आउट फॉर ब्रह्म मुक्ति, प्लीज अलाउ मी, एंड देन ही विल अलाउ यू. बिकॉज if somebody disregards and misunderstands, then he does not even get Brahma Mukti. So therefore unity is important, means the unified concept that absolute truth is a person only. That is important. Diversity can be there. In the similar way, in terms of religion also, many religions okay, diversity is good. But unless you understand the unison of God, there is only one God. No Shiva, no Brahma, no Rudra, or no Chandra, no... all these are simply demigods. Diversity is good, but unity is the important. You have to worship that God only if you want to get out of this world. It's like that. Okay. The Sanskrit word Bhagwan. So now Bhagwan Parasar Muni we have heard many times. That Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Veeryasya Yasasya Jnana Vairagya Yuktena Bhaga Itingana. So these 6 opulences are called Bhaga. Bhaga means opulences, and the absolute truth or the God possesses in unlimited amount, unlimited quantity, then he is called God. So like that. So but none of the other like Lord Shiva cannot possess, Lord Brahma cannot possess, nobody can possess that many opulence. Even Lord Narayana is no living entity, even Lord Narayana can possess opulence as fully as Krishna. So yes, Krishna is having 64 qualities, Lord Vishnu and Narayana had 60 qualities. So we see that in Chaitanya Charitamrita it comes. So therefore Krishna is a Purna Purushottam Bhagwan, like that. So we can be Bhagyavan, but we cannot become Bhagwan. We can become Bhagyavan but not Bhagwan. Means we can receive the mercy of God and we can become rich, we can become beautiful, we can become knowledgeable. All these things we can become, but we cannot steal away or everything from God, or we cannot have unlimited amount of bhaga. We will have a limited amount. That's why we are Bhagyavan, not Bhagwan. And then Prabhupada mentions about the Lord Krishna's position, that how he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishwara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Bhagavatam also mentions, this is the emperor sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, means it is guiding all the slokas. If any time in anywhere in the Bhagavatam you find some sloka saying that this personality is superior than Krishna, or he is a topmost person, immediately bring this emperor sloka. This is Jiva Goswami says, this is emperor sloka. Always try to read Bhagavatam with this sloka. Ete chamsa kala pumsaha krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam lokam vidayanti yuge yuge. This sloka says that all the incarnation which Vedvyas has mentioned, Vedvyas only saying this. I have mentioned 27 incarnation beforehand. All are amsa or kala of Krishna, but Krishna is Bhagavan. It means everybody has come now. Narada has come, Kumaras have come, Matsya avatar, Narsimha avatar, all avatars I have spoken, but they are nothing but amsa or kala. Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. So therefore Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Original personality, original supreme personality of Godhead. Okay. Arjuna, lamentation for his kinsman is certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expresses his surprise with the word kuta. From where these impurities have come upon you. Arya is applicable to person who knows the value of life and have a civilization based on spiritual realization. See, there is Arya Samaji people. Prabhupada used to criticize these people. Because these people philosophy is, they never respect deity. Vigraha, seva nahi. They say, how can you worship Vigraha? God never comes in idol. This is a Murti Puja. तो हम बोलते हैं मूर्ति पूजा नहीं, विग्रह सेवा है. तो बट उसको मूर्ति पूजा मानते. तो आर्य समाजी, they don't worship, they don't understand that God can also, God is omnipotent and he can directly be manifesting in the form of a wood, in the form of a stone, just to reciprocate love with the devotee. So these Arya Samaji, they have wrong understanding. So Prabhupada used to criticize these people. What Arya Samaji? You don't know only. And this Arya Samaji was also very much keen for making widows marriage, widow marrying. So then some misconception. Dayanand Saraswati, I think he was the main person. But real Arya means civilized people of the Vedic, basically the Varnashram followers. Those who used to follow Varnashram, they are called Aryans. Persons who are led by material conception of life do not know the aim of life is the realization of the absolute truth. And they are captivated by external feature of material nature, material world. So this act of cowardice is described as befitting for non-Aryans. Such deviation from duty does not help one progress of the spiritual life, nor does it even give one opportunity to become famous in this world. So same thing, kirtim swargyam, akirtim aswargyam. So you cannot become famous in this world if you are non-Aryan, and you cannot go to next good destination, next life, if you are non-Aryan. So Aryan means doing one's duty to attain spiritual self-realization. That is the meaning of Aryan. Now whether people are Aryan today, they are doing their duty for what? For material needs, material wants. They want to fulfill their material needs and wants. They have no purpose in life that we have to get spiritual self-realization. No, nothing like that. So they are not Aryan. Even though they are doing their duty, they are not Aryan. So whether they will get Kirti, we do not know. Whether they will get Swargam, we do not know. But every politician who dies, what we say? Swargwas ho gaya. तो स्वर्गवास हो गया, किधर गया पता नहीं हमको. स्वर्गवास कैसे होगा? Whether he was Aryan first. So Aryan, it's mentioned he can go to Swarga because he had done the right duty. But the one who is not Aryan, where he will go? Yes. So here it's mentioned. ठीक है. क्लैभ्यं मा समगमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वयुपपद्यते शूद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
O son of Pritha, do not yield to this disgrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such a petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy.
So here in this shloka, Krishna is telling the connection of Arjuna with his family people. That how he is not an ordinary person, he is a Partha. Parth means son of Pritha, son of Kunti. Parantapa, he is the chastiser of enemy. Now he has a very great lineage. His forefathers are very great. His parental connection is very great, and they are also very great. So even after belonging to a great lineage family, still his behavior is not supporting to that. He is Hridaya Daurbalyam. He is becoming weak from his heart. So weakness of heart happens because of bodily attachment and because of bad habits and fear of consequences. Fear of consequences, bad consequences. This happens. So Arjuna is in fearing. So his weakness of heart is showing. And here Krishna is also telling one more thing. He is impotent. To say to a Kshatriya, you are impotent, it's a very disgracing word. So it's a derogatory use of words here by Krishna. The reason is Krishna immediately takes charge of Arjuna's future. Immediately. He wants to become teacher immediately. Arjuna, what is this? So even though Arjuna has not invited Krishna right now by surrendering to him, till now he has not surrendered. But Krishna is more eager that I should immediately become teacher and immediately start chastising him, because he's a friend, na. He's a friend. So he's more, like I said, that God is more worried about our salvation than us. In a similar way here, Krishna is more worried about Arjuna's predicament. How he is so much suffering. He is my friend. He is मेरी बुआ का लड़का है, सारे सबको खत्म कर सकता है, और इतना छोटा सा रोने लग गया बच्चे की तरह. So immediately chastising him. Hridaya Daurbalyam. Never say that I have this region, that region. This is nothing. All your regions are your weakness of heart, nothing else. So blood relation. If a son of Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. If a son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. So if somebody is Brahmana or Kshatriya, he has to work in a certain way. Then he is called son of Kshatriya or son of Brahmana, whatever. So such Kshatriya and Brahmana are unworthy sons of their father. Therefore, they are called Kshatrabandhu, Brahmabandhu, Kshatrabandhu, they are called. So Brahmana should act piously and Kshatriya should fight. Whenever he is challenged, he should fight. Then he is called Kshatriya. So yeah, it's like that. So Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the ground of his magnanimous attitude for most respectable Bhishma and his relative. Yes. So Arjuna will say, don't take me as a coward. I am not fighting because I am having respect for my grandfathers, Bhishma and Drona, my teacher. So Krishna says, to hell with your understanding. You are showing only false magnanimity. So he therefore be duty oriented and not pleasure and pain oriented in your life. Pleasure and pain means basically one is result oriented, and then if the result comes good, then he becomes happy. If result comes bad, then he becomes morose. So this is a pleasure and pain oriented. 1 minute, कुछ तो हो गया है. So pleasure and pain oriented we should not be. We should be duty oriented. Yes. Then do not worry about my lack of bravery. I do not think that I am a coward. One must consider the precepts of dharma in regard to Bhishma and Drona, and also consider the aspect of compassion in regard to the sons of Dhritarashtra, who, being weaker than I, being afflicted by the weapons, are about to die. So here Acharya says that don't think me I am coward. I am worrying about dharma. So my seniors I cannot kill, and my brothers, they are weak than me, they are weaker than me, and so I don't want to kill them. So therefore I am considering dharma, that is why I am not fighting. It's not my Hridaya Daurbalyam, he is saying like that. But Prabhupada mentions here that Krishna is saying, you are weak in heart. You don't tell me that you are not weak. I am knowing you are weak in heart. Like that. Krishna is saying, and Arjuna is saying, no, I am not weak. So now they are fighting in one sense. Inside दोनों fight कर रहे हैं. कृष्णा बोल रहे भैया तू weak है और वो बोल रहा मैं weak नहीं हूँ. हैं? तो फिर ऐसे तो काम चलने नहीं वाला. एक को surrender करना ही पड़ेगा. So now Arjuna will surrender after 1 minute. What is happening here? Okay. Arjuna Vacha Katham Bhisma Aham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami Puja Arhava Arisudana. Yes, Mataji.
Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counter attack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship?
So Prabhupada says that whenever the teachers or seniors are there, it's a journal etiquette that they should not be offered a verbal fight. Even though sometimes seniors or teachers, they may offend a person who is their junior, but the junior should not do verbal fighting. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counteract them? And then Arjuna is silently saying, Ki Krishna, your grandfather is Ugrasena. Will you fight with him if they do something wrong for you? Will you fight with your guru, Sandipni Muni? So these arguments Arjuna is asking to Krishna. When he says Arisudana, see either yes, Arisudana, you are basically killer of your enemies. Not that you are killing your own guru and your own grandfather. अपने दादाजी को तो मार नहीं रहे तुम कृष्णा और मेरे को बोल रहे हो मारने को. So you are Arisudana and you are telling me to kill my family members. This is not correct. You should not do like this. That's why this understanding is brought it here. Even though they are wrong, you have never done any such thing in your life. Then why you are saying to me? Now here another thing. The Madhu was the father of Vrishni, who later descendants included Vasudeva and Devaki. Now the demon Madhu along with his brother Kaitava appeared from the Brahma. Okay, this we did. Therefore I am called Madhava. So see, Madhusudan can mean two. One thing is Madhu is also forefather of Vrishni. So Arjuna never said Madhusudan in that way, you killed your forefather. You killed one demon called Madhu. So that's why you are Arisudana, you are not family Sudana. Or you are not your Swajana Sudana. So never tell me to fight my superiors. This understanding. Guru no hatva hi mahanubhavan sreyo bhoktum bhakshamapiha loke hatvartha kamans tu guru niheva punjiya bhogan rudhir pradigdhana.
It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood.
Yes. Loyalty to country versus loyalty to God. See, so Prabhupada says here, according to scriptural quotes, teacher who engages in abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Bhishma and Drona were obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because of their financial assistance. Although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial consideration. Under the circumstances, they have lost the respectability of teachers. See, when we should not see Mahabharat war just because it has happened, अभी कुछ हमारा कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. हमारे जीवन में भी ऐसा होता है. In a sense, when some financial consideration comes in our life, and then we have to sacrifice our devotional service, or some great struggle in life for devotional service. So what do we choose? Now here Bhishma and Drona very clearly, for them, if they take side of Pandavas, they will not get any salary. Yes, because they are not right now king, and they wanted to have salary from them. Surely Bhishma is a pure devotee. He wanted to fight against Lord, but the side he has taken, and that is the reason he should be rejected as a grandfather and he should be killed. From that perspective, this can be said it is right. But from pure devotee perspective, that Krishna knows and Bhishma knows. I don't know, Arjuna never knows that Bhishma has taken side with that understanding. No, Arjuna does not know. So now here, both of them have taken the wrong side. The wrong side, the aggressor, the side of aggressors who have committed all kinds of sin against Pandavas. And they are the kingly people. Just imagine, now Bhajpa and Congress is there in today's time. And some very powerful personality of Dharma, he takes side of some other party who is against the king. Or who goes with the wrong king. So then that other person will say, you are dharmic person, why you have taken their side? Just because you're getting salary. This is too wrong. How can you set this example? So that is then Krishna is saying, if they are really very good people, seniors, then why have they taken their side? इधर आ जाओ ना, इधर से लड़ाई करो ना. इधर आ गए तो फिर दुर्योधन लड़ाई नहीं करेगा वो. उसको पता है कोई है ही नहीं लड़ने के लिए. This is biggest thing. So therefore, the loyalty to country. So when we say that Bharat Mata ki Jai, Vande Mataram. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita many times says, O son of Bharat, O son of Bharat. To Arjuna he says. What does he mean by that? Not just because he is born in the lineage of Bharat. So then Duryodhana is also son of Bharat. O son of Bharat Duryodhana. He could have said. He did not say, you never belong to son of Bharat. Leave it. Only Arjuna is saying, O son of Bharat. Because Arjuna has to follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, which was followed by Bharat Maharaj, Ramachandra, and then Yudhishthir Maharaj. So if you follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, you call the son of Bharat. If you are not following teachings of Bhagavad Gita, why you are calling yourself son of Bharat? In the similar way, the superiors, so-called superiors and teachers, they may call that we are superior of this Kuru family. But when it comes to protect Kuru family on the path of dharma, you are taking side of a wrong person. What is this? You just say that I am protector. What protector you are? Can you protect anyone against God? Can you protect? You can never protect. You may think that I am protecting my country. But what about God? I will sacrifice God consciousness. I will protect my country. What is this? You do not have understanding only. So protection, loyalty to country or loyalty to God. This is very important. So therefore, when people are bodily conscious, when people are more into materialistic enjoyment, they take side of country and they reject God. That's why here Shastra says that such guru and such superior should be rejected. In any case, actually, none of the dharma can say, even for husband wife also, none of the dharma can put the pressure that if you give up God, just follow this dharma. Never. It's never like that. Yes, there can be some proper discussion, but dharma is very clear that Saradharman Parityaja Mamekam Shana. If somebody is saying that I will reject Krishna, I will reject God and I will follow my this dharma, I will follow my family dharma, that is bogus. That is not the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Clearly, here it is cut. Clearly. Ki Dronacharya and Bhishma, they are not your superiors. They are taking the wrong side. Even though later Arjuna and all Yudhishthir, they go, when Bhishma was killed and he was lying on the arrow bed, they take lessons from him. And Bhishma does not say, Arjuna बहुत मार दिया बाण, इतने बाण क्यों मारा है? दादा के प्रति तुमको रहम नहीं आया? ऐसा नहीं बोला अर्जुन को. He was happy. Basically, he blessed. He asked from Krishna. In Mahabharata is mentioned. He asked from Krishna, Krishna, I am feeling a lot of pain. In such pain, how can I answer the questions of Yudhishthira Maharaj? Then Krishna says, I am blessing you, you will not have pain now. So Krishna takes away his pain of the arrows which pierced Bhishma. So the Bhishma was in knowledge and he was doing all this activity out of some purpose. Yes. But we are also seeing in that context also. Okay, even the Bhishma was doing, but he was showing that I am enemy of Krishna. He's showing there, but he was not enemy from inside. Externally, he was showing he's the enemy. And Arjuna did not know that actually. Okay, why he's doing that. So, but Krishna is putting that he's his enemy. You have to kill him. Yes. So, yes, Arjuna is saying here one should reject Guru who is a proud and does not know the proper behavior, who becomes engaged in sinful activity. Mahabharata says this. On contrary, the great soul Mahanubhavan, what fault is there in Bhishma and others who have control over time and lust? So Bhishma is such a big personality. He cannot die without his desire, and he is not married also, so he has control over lust also. So he's such a great personality. How can you say they are wrong? So Arjuna is questioning. So then he says, Bhishma said to Yudhishthira in Mahabharata, he says, and then he says that man is a servant of wealth. Wealth is not a servant of anyone. O king, I have been bound by the wealth to Kauravas. Therefore has not their great character been destroyed by such desire for wealth? So then Arjuna is saying, this is true. If I kill them, I will be unhappy. Even if killing those Kurus who are greedy for wealth. So even though he was greedy for wealth, Artha Kaman, if I should enjoy the wealth, it will be contaminated with their blood. So therefore, I don't want to kill. So he is accepting, okay, they are fallen because of attraction to the wealth. But even if I kill them, the wealth will be tainted with their blood. So therefore, I don't want. And then he says, how will you maintain your life if you do not have a desire for your own kingdom? It is better to subsist by begging for food without having to kill the elders. So he is saying, I will beg rather than killing. So this is Arjuna's decision actually. Na chaitat vidmaha kataranna gariyo yadma jayema yadvano jayevu yanema hatvan jijivishama te vastita pramukhe dharta rashtra. Mataji, I will tell somebody else to read. 1 minute. Sanatan Gopal Prabhu, you can read.
Thank you, Prabhu. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield.
Yes. So Arjuna is now in confusion. Even after speaking all these things, all these mental arguments, thinking, he ultimately became confused. He is not able to decide. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. Yes, like that. Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of Kshatriya, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging would be his only means of subsistence. Nor was there certainty of victory also. So nobody was knowing who will win also. And if he does not win, he has to beg also. It's a very difficult situation for Arjuna. So defeat in both the sense actually. Yeah, either by begging or by like that. Okay. Prabhupada says Arjuna was qualified for liberation because he says that Arjuna has such a great control of mind and senses. He is not greedy for wealth. Like he was just saying that, okay, Krishna, okay, I understood now. Krishna, after a lot of discussion, now I understood. I have to fight because Krishna, if I go for begging, it will be very difficult for me. It will be impractical, Krishna, for me to do begging. So now Krishna, I understood now. He did not downplay himself. Means, okay, now just some time back he was saying my seniors are there, I should not fight, and after then saying I should go for begging. Then अरे begging कर पाऊंगा क्या मैं? Practical तो है नहीं मेरे लिए. Krishna, leave everything now. I will fight now. So he's saying his mind is not changing. Many times it happens with the devotees also. Sometimes they say something and immediately they reject and they say, "Oh, Prabhuji, I will do that. I will do that." Why we want to do that? Oh, I remember. If I don't do this, will happen. So we are not very much fixed up in dharma. Our mind and sense are not very controlled. Many times it happens actually. But Prabhupada mentions his mind and sense are controlled. When he has spoken something, he is keeping that talk and discussion on that. Nahi, that is correct. I have not got the solution for that my problem, so I cannot change my words. So Arjuna is not changing actually. Arjuna is getting confused. They see there is a difference between changing and confused. So changing means saying something and after some time saying okay, change, new thing. After some time new thing, like that. It changes. And here he is not changing. Whatever arguments he has given, he has not got solution for any arguments. And he is just going ahead. He is getting confused because of so many arguments in his mind is troubling him. So this is a Prabhupada says this had a complete control over his mind and senses. He desired to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was a truly virtuous, and as this quality combined with the faith in the words of the instructions of Sri Krishna indicate. So therefore, even in future, we also have to become so much like strong in our character. So unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Nobody can be liberated unless first the senses has to be controlled. By that one come to the knowledge, and then devotion. Knowledge and devotion, then there will be chance for liberation. See, simple thing, detachment can only stay in a person who is knowledgeable. So perfect knowledge person can only be detached. So here the senses are controlled means he is a perfectly detached person because of he has come to the right knowledge. And then when he adds knowledge with the devotion, then he can achieve liberation, like that. कार्पण्य दोषोपहता स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता यश्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Shall I read, bro?
Yes.
Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me.
This is a sloka of surrender, very famous sloka. So Arjuna accepts that because of miserliness he has been dharma sammudha cheta. Sammudha means he has turned away his face from dharma. He is not able to follow dharma. Arjuna knows that. I am a Kshatriya, I should fight. But because of so many lists of reasonings which I am not got the answer, I am not able to do my dharma. So Arjuna knows here. Now Arjuna also, we saw that previous shlokas, Arjuna says that don't call me coward, don't say me clabium, impotent. I am not impotent. I have respect for my seniors, that's why I am not fighting. I have compassion for my brothers, that's why I am not fighting. Don't call me. But now here he accepts that, Arjuna. So this also happens in our life. Sometimes we in beginning we fight, but then we understand we are not getting solution, then we submit. So he is not getting solution only. Because Krishna is not speaking, Krishna has spoken, but he is still having some insight कि नहीं नहीं मैं ऐसा नहीं हूँ, मेरे को ऐसा मत बोलो. So now he understood. Now karpanya doso, because of miserly weakness, I have pahata swabhavaha. My swabhava has become changed. I am a Kshatriya, but I am not working like a Kshatriya. And I have become dharma sammudha. So therefore, Prichhami, I am asking you, Krishna. What I am asking you? Yat Shreyaha. What is good for me? Ultimate good for me, Krishna. Please tell me that. Don't tell me by fighting you'll get a kingdom, like a small children are told, beta, just do this thing, you'll get a toffee. Don't give me allurement, small benefits. Tell me what is eternal benefit when I do this job. Shreya Prayas, two words, Shreyas Prayas. Shreyas means long term benefit, Prayas means short term benefit. Don't tell me the reason of fighting that I will get is short term benefit. Tell me some long term benefit for fighting. Like that is asking. I am surrendered soul to you. Prabhupada mentions a nice purport. So the system of material activity is a source of perplexity for everyone. Every step there is a perplexity, therefore it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master. It's really like that actually. World, like some time back, we are very happy, and just after some hours we are very distressed. ये समझ में नहीं आता ऐसा कैसे होता है. How does it happen actually? So here you get the answer. The system of material activity is a source of perplexity. वो ऐसा बनाया ही गया है. Wherever you enter, wherever you do something, immediately perplexity, confusion, distress, tension starts coming. Anything, you take up anything, चालू हो जाता है. So then answer क्या है? One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master. So when we approach bona fide spiritual master, and then he gives us transcendental knowledge. Basically, he helps us to do our duty for higher purpose, to achieve love of Godhead, to achieve liberation, and not to get attached to the result of our activities. So he trains us in such consciousness. That is the duty of a spiritual master. So this world is like a forest fire. Somehow the fire takes up. Nobody has put the matches there in forest, but still the fire will come. So in this world also, people will be in confusion, some way or other, it will be there. Bewilderment, some way or other, it will be there. Perplexity, it will be there. No one wants fire, and still it will be there. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises, in order to solve the perplexity of the life, one must approach a spiritual master, and one should not go to the material science. Material science, if you go, the perplexity will increase more. Then Prabhupada says, who is the man in material perplexity? Who is that man? Who does not understand the problem of life. So one who, so there are two problems. One is immediate problem and one is ultimate problem. Immediate problems we try to solve like a technician. घर में क्या नहीं चल रहा, वॉशिंग मशीन नहीं चल रहा, तुरंत बुलाओ इलेक्ट्रिशियन को. घर में वॉश बेसिन नहीं चल रहा, तुरंत प्लम्बर को बुलाओ. घर में लीकेज चालू हो गया, तुरंत किसी मिस्त्री को बुलाओ, जल्दी उधर प्लास्टर मारो. ये बोलते हैं टेक्नीशियन. व्हेन वी सी द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ लाइफ, फर्स्ट वी ट्राई टू बिकम टेक्नीशियन. तुरंत उसका काउंटरएक्टिंग मेजर हम ढूंढते हैं. बट लाइफ की प्रॉब्लम ऐसे सॉल्व नहीं होती है. लाइफ की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए वी हैव टू बिकम अ सरेंडर्ड डिसाइपल. So there is the you can say transition from technician to surrendered disciple in this verse. Karpanya doso. So this verse describes the transition from a technician to a surrendered disciple. Arjuna was trying to become a technician. Answer my one reasoning first. Krishna says, I don't worry about your reasoning. I have said you just fight, you fight now. I will tell 2-3 things, just fight now. To surrender disciple basically. It does not mean Guru does not answer, but it means that we may not get the solution immediately, the way we want to see the world and the way we want to solve the problem. Basically, many times we have to surrender. And then when we start following that, we start seeing the problem is getting solved. Because Krishna says in 15th chapter of Gita, this world is a urdhva mula adha saka. You cannot find the root of problem because it's a upside down tree, and you will not find the branch any root, because in a banyan tree the roots comes from anywhere. From branches also root come, from down also root comes. So you will not find where is my attachment. Therefore, he says, Asanga Sastrina Dridhena Chitva. You have to cut this attachment to the sword of knowledge. Take knowledge from Guru and cut it. Guru says, cut it here, immediately cut. But I'm not seeing the root of my attachment. Hey, no, cut here, you have to cut. So therefore, transition from technician to a surrendered disciple. Prabhupada says, immediate problems and ultimate problem. So ultimate problem can be solved by surrendering to Guru. But those who do not, who do not solve, they are always in material perplexities. They are like cat and dog. Prabhupada says that he is a miserly man who does not solve the problem of life as humans and thus quits the world like cat and dog without understanding the science of self-realization. Yo va etad aksharam gargya abhiditvasmala lokat prayati sa kripana. So it means this. He is miserly man who does not solve the problem of life and quits the body like cat and dog. Therefore, Brahmana is an intelligent person who solves all the problem of life. Now, this Brahmana does not mean, again, caste Brahmana. Brahmana means intelligent person here and who understands the life and he solves the problem of life. The Kripana or miserly person wastes their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, in the material conception of life. This is called skin disease. एक तो डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट ठीक करता है और एक गुरु सही करता है. सो गुरु जो सही करते हैं वो रियल स्किन डिजीज है. So like that. So Kripana basically worried about the skin disease. Such family attachment can be found even in the lower animals who take care of the children also. So see, this whole, as we know that the attraction between male and female, this is the root cause of bondage in this material world. And that attraction becomes more thickened when they come together in a married life. And then the children come, then home is before, home, money, children, relatives, and then animals. Now remove animals today, you put car, you put some vehicle. So like that the samsara increases. Not only samsara increases, the attachment to those things increases actually. And that's why those attachment becomes, they are called skin disease, Hridaya Granthi. And then that attachment creates bewilderment in life. How can I leave these things? How can I follow spiritual life? Where is the time for me? So like this, we only try to do some technician job, but we don't try to solve ultimate problems. So therefore here mentioned that they are called Kripana actually. So one has to live in an ashram, grahastha ashram, brahmacharya ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyas ashram. Ashram means along with doing our material duties, spiritual life is a goal. The goal is spiritual life. So one has to cultivate spiritual practices while living in one's family life, while living in one's varnashram system. Then that ashram or that kind of life will not be bondage. Like that. So he is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make definite solution. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple. He wants to stop friendly talk. Talks between master and disciple are serious, and now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before the recognized spiritual master. Krishna is therefore original spiritual master of the science of Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is the first disciple of understanding Gita. So here he surrenders. Prabhupada something says, we know that, and there is no difference between Krishna and his body. So we will complete till, अच्छा अभी 8 हो गया क्या? 1 मिनट कितना है? फिर कल भी है ना? Any question someone has? Question है किसी को? Anish Prabhu, how many devotees are from this group or batch?
There are around 30.
So they have not come. So
Yes,
please
Prabhuji.
mention them to come.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tomorrow we'll continue from 2 p.m.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.